When you think of heroes such as Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, or Black Widow, they aren't by themselves, they aren't fighting villains by themselves, and they aren't even eating breakfast by themselves. They're sitting at a table together, fighting villains together, and doing what they do best as a team, as the Avengers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU for short, created by Kevin Feige. Now, my name is Owen Ginder, and I am here to tell you guys how I believe the MCU grew to become one of the most successful movie franchises of all time, starting with the origins. Iron Man was the first movie produced by the MCU, released in 2008. They cast Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, which received a lot of backlash due to the fact that Robert Downey Jr. had just been leaked as an ex-addict, specifically with the use of cocaine. Now, many people believed he could never play Tony Stark and he would not be able to portray Tony Stark, but as we know today, Robert Downey Jr. is the face of the MCU and there would not be an MCU without RDJ. Now, Kevin Feige, the head producer of Marvel Studios, had a vision. This vision was to make many movies, all shining a light on a single star, single hero, that would eventually lead to a major film, The Avengers in 2012. Now, in a YouTube video published by Rotten Tomatoes titled The MCU Explained, they go over the origins and Kevin Feige's vision, but let me break it down in one simple phrase. Post-credit scenes. At the end of each movie, Samuel L. Jackson appears as Nick Fury and signs a deal with the hero, making them an Avenger. This created build-up for the audience, wondering, when are we going to see them all together as the Avengers? The answer to that is 2012 with the conclusion of Phase 1 in their movie titled The Avengers. Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Hawkeye, and Black Widow all came together in one movie to fight a common villain, Loki. Now, we saw Loki in Thor originally, so that was another callback to the audience so they could say, oh, I remember that guy from the past movie. Something like that wasn't really seen in theaters until the MCU. Now, that was called the Marvel Formula, dubbed by Science Survey authors, many of them, many different articles. But this Marvel Formula used cameos, used post-credit scenes, and it used a lot of humor to draw an audience and create this unique storytelling that was not being done at the time and is still barely being copied today. Cameos were included by Stan Lee, the founder of Marvel Comics. Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury in all of the Avengers movies. Those are the two biggest cameos. Now, mixed genre. Psychology Today says mixed genre is one of the most important parts of the Marvel formula because if it was just action, there wouldn't be any story to tell. You need sci-fi, you need love, you need romance, you need fantasy, and you need political tension. Because similar to how The Boys is doing it on Amazon Prime, if there's no real life problem, real life root to draw in the audience, nobody's gonna wanna watch. So political tension, science fiction, and romance are definitely the big three of this Marvel formula. Now the big boy, the box office. Victor Day described the Marvel box office as booming during the time of the Infinity Saga. He also stated that at this current date, the MCU has generated at least $29 billion in box office revenue. 2.8 billion of those dollars came in just from Avengers Endgame alone, which gives you an idea as to how big those cameos come into play. That movie had at least 30 different heroes all come together, $2.8 billion box office. That's that Marvel formula for you right there, huh? Now, other notable ones, the Infinity War had $2 billion by itself, the Avengers 1.5 billion, and Avengers Age of Ultron another 1.5 billion. Now, with that box office revenue comes pop culture, people looking to gain money off that box office revenue, off that big name Marvel. So you get influencers such as Soups, the Escape Pod podcast that come in and give their reactions, their thoughts, their ideas of what's going to happen in the next movie. Now, with these reactions and with these thoughts and with these movies, of course, there comes memes. This is one of my personal favorite of Thor. A cool thing I find about this meme is that is a picture from Thor in four different MCU movies. First one, Thor 1, then you've got Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, finally Endgame. That just goes to show these contracts that these actors sign are long, they're for a long period of time, and they're there for that ride, they're there to sign onto that Marvel formula that I keep bringing up. Diversity and representation is my final point of the day, and another one that makes not only Marvel, but Disney in general a huge success, especially in 2026. You have characters like Black Panther, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, you have Captain Marvel, you have all of the Wakandan army. So you have African Americans, you have Indians, you have women in lead roles, you have Caucasians, you have Asians, Shang-Chi, all on the big screen together, showing that we don't discriminate, they can fight together, and this teaches not only the adults to behave, but it teaches the young kids that we can all come together and work as a team and be heroes just like the Avengers are. That is basically the number one rule in Marvel, to show diversity and show how we can be heroes and that everybody can wear the mask, which is a quote by Stanley. That wraps up my presentation on the MCU. My final thoughts conclude. I hope you guys have a good one, and remember that what started in a cave with a box of scraps can lead to become a global phenomenon.